Welcome to the Total Rewards Expert. I'm Adam Sutton. If you're navigating the real world tension between market data performance and employee perception, you're in the right place. On this channel, I test AI in the world of HR and total rewards, explore where it helps, where it falls short, and yes, have a little fun along the way, sometimes at my own expense. I'm also the founder of Sutton Business Velocity, where I partner with companies to turn total rewards into a true competitive advantage. If you're looking for practical, field tested insight, visit SuttonBusinessVelocity.com. Make sure you subscribe right here on YouTube. Thanks very much. So, we're here in Series 4, Part 2. And where we left off was with Google Gemini. Google Gemini took the same scenario that we presented to Claude in the entire Series 3. We fed it in there, it gave us its recommendation, which was, I would actually say, probably worse than Claude's. I then came back, I put exactly the same recommendation I gave to the feedback in Claude. It came back, and I think it also bowed its head a little bit and said to me that it understands that, you know, I probably did a better job than it thought. Now, where we left off, I promised you I was going to have a little bit of fun with this. So I am going to say, what if we were to include a birthday celebration with pizza and clowns in the long-term incentive plan? And let's see what it says. Um, Please rerun my recommendation, but in this case, assume the LTIP plan will include a pizza party with clowns and confetti. All right. Since I don't have our previous conversation in front of me, I'll assume we're discussing a standard long term incentive plan, typically involving stock options. If we're swapping out financial growth with pepperoni and performance art, here's how the revised recommendation looks. The party vesting schedule, traditional LTIPs vest over 3 to 4 years to ensure retention. In this version, we'll tie the festivities to the specific performance milestones to keep the momentum and the sugar rush going. Oh my goodness. Look at this. Year one, the confetti cliff. Year two, the clown corridor. Oh my goodness. You know what? I am so happy that when push comes to shove, that Google Gemini can have a good time, uh, with a pretty obviously silly comment. From a purely financial standpoint, I should mention that while pizza is delicious, it rarely appreciates at the same rate as diversified equity. If this is a supplement to the cash stock, morale will soar. If this is a replacement, you might see your top talent clowning around on LinkedIn looking for new jobs. I think it does a really good job. I'm very impressed. I'm very impressed. Would you like me to draft a formal pizza and performance memo to present to the board of directors? Good for Gemini. Um, Kudos. I really do appreciate that. All right. Well, so I am now going to go back to my scenario over here. And I've copied that. And I am going over to Copilot. And let's give it a scenario that doesn't involve pizza and clowns. Let's see what it has to say about that. All right, Adam, let's step into the fire like a real head of rewards who's been through multiple IPO cycles, tech labor spikes, and more than a few fixes today emails from executives. Below is exactly how the seasoned TR leader would break this down. Okay, so it's just defining the company. Fine. You have three simultaneous fires: external competitiveness gap, internal equity title inflation, budget overrun. I think I've hit this before. I believe budget overrun is from the perspective of finance. Finance says payroll is 4% over budget. That's probably true from finance's standpoint. But to me, again, 4% overrun in total rewards language means the market has adjusted by 4% and we've reacted to it. So that's what it means to me. We've made the decision to react to a 4% change in the market. Constraints and priorities. CEO wants action today. CTO wants retention. Finance wants cost control. It is pre-IPO, so there are going to be considerations there, and employees eager to earn. The stakeholders, we've identified them. The diagnostic approach data I pull immediately. Okay, so it's going to pull pay versus market, some comp ratios, recent turnover, offer decline data for the last 6 months, sign on equity practices in the market, equity burn rate, and remaining pool. Those are definitely the sophisticated questions, or the data requests that I'd have out there. Questions to ask HRBP and CTO: which roles are mission critical? Are we losing top performers or mid pack? Okay, so some of this has to do with this assessment that I think I'm going to get to. These are the questions that come out of the assessment that we're looking to get here. Uh, Risk scan: what is the pay equity exposure? The title inflation creating structural inconsistencies, budget overrun, backlash from finance. Okay, recommended course of action: implement a targeted engineering market adjustment program. Okay, again, this, okay, I can live with this maybe a little bit better than in what I saw in Series 3. So in Series 3, they wanted us to adjust the entire comp philosophy. I think this is just, let's move these roles into a higher position in the market. Potentially I could be okay with that, but I would suggest that maybe they understand if there's a plus up in the market, how that affects the 50th percentile, recreate your range, and then apply your, maybe call it third rule, if that's what you're doing, and bring them into the top third of the range. That's pretty, a bit more consistent. Prioritize high performers with high flight risk individuals. This is more correct. I think Copilot's a bit closer to what I would suggest. Small controlled silent RSU grants. Uh, I don't know. Maybe the retention for critical incumbents. I could see that being, maybe something. Freeze promotions in engineering. No more title inflation while job architecture is recalibrated. We're stabilizing levels to protect internal equity. Maybe that. I think if I were number three, I think fourth dimensional thinking comes into play here, is, in my feeling, because if you were to start discussing freezing promotions and adjusting people's titles and so forth, I think it'll start to create a little bit of anxiety, and that I'm not 100% where you're looking to go. Recalibrate engineering job architecture, which, yes, this is all the right things. Um, I think we should reestablish roles. Right. So this is that basic job architecture review that I would definitely do. I think I cover that in my recommendation. Redesign the engineering salary ranges, expand the ranges up to upper levels to reduce compression, align to new market data, and correct architecture. All right, so a little bit closer, build a pre-IPO equity strategy, long-term actions, refresh the philosophy for IPO readiness. I don't 100% know. Again, I don't react. Um, I don't have a reaction to the total rewards philosophy by means of a few resignations. Why this approach works: speed, cost control, internal equity, pre-IPO, market competitiveness, governance. What I'm not doing: you're not adjusting everyone, not doing a full company-wide refresh, you're not promising too much, and you're not ignoring finance. Call out what. All right. Well, I'm going to give it my recommendation here. We are at 9 minutes and 30 seconds. So let me give it my feedback, and I'm going to leave it here. You see it posted, and I think it's going to be interesting to see what the feedback is in part three. And maybe I'll also throw in something fun as well so that I can have Copilot react to something interesting that I can throw in its direction. Maybe it's not a pizza party and clown show, but I'll come up with something good. Don't worry. Until next time, I'll see you later. Thanks very much for joining.